The New South Wales Premier has reversed his personal responsibility approach to wearing masks after reimposing restrictions due to the rising COVID cases. Jessica Maggio is live for us at the Sydney fish markets. Jess, mandates are back for Christmas.
That's right. Good morning, Gab. It certainly didn't take long for the Premier to reintroduce restrictions on residents in New South Wales. That's solely due to a large uptake in testing numbers and resulting in higher case numbers, particularly due to the Omicron variant. In the past 24 hours, there were 5,612 new infections. That's slightly up from yesterday, which was 2,000 more than the previous 24-hour period, which is really what concerned authorities to reintroduce those restrictions. 382 cases are in hospital, 53 are in ICU. That's up from 8 yesterday. And there's also been one death. There have been 165,000 tests in the past 24 hours, and that means that restrictions are back. So masks will be mandatory in all indoor settings. Also, QR codes, check-ins will be back for hospitality in particular. There'll also be a 1 per 2 square metre rule implied for hospitalities, pubs, clubs, restaurants and cafes. And all that is hoped to reduce the number of cases and stop the spread. The government says that they're hoping that will be enough.
I don't think the state did take too long, Nika. I think this is a decision that was made by advice that we received from health, but this is a measured response. I mean, I've been walking around, I've actually been looking at people that have been indoors, and a lot of people have already been taking that personal responsibility and wearing masks. What we've done is we've made it uniformed across the board.
Those restrictions are already in place now. They'll be in place for a month until January 27, when the government will review the decision and see if that's made a change in the number of cases that are being reported. The Premier's also flagged that he will make rapid antigen tests free in order to relieve the number of testing that we're seeing at testing sites across New South Wales. So hopefully that will add some much needed relief for those PCR testers, particularly those people looking to travel and anyone who is symptomatic or been identified as a close contact. But certainly those restrictions are not being badly received. In fact, many people here at the Sydney Fish Market are quite relieved at those reintroductions of them.
I was wearing a mask regardless whether it was mandatory or not. I think it's a really important thing for everyone to stay safe and also to keep others safe as well.
I'm trying to stay safe and not being around large crowds.
Should have done it earlier, sooner rather than later.
And Jess, the new restrictions haven't deterred shoppers.
No, they haven't. There's certainly plenty of buzz here at the Sydney Fish Market this morning. It's been a 36-hour marathon that started yesterday morning at 5 a.m. and ends at 5 p.m. today. 100,000 people are expected to walk through the doors, and more than 350 tonne of seafood is expected to be sold and put up on Christmas plates for lunches and dinners in the lead up to the big day tomorrow. Certainly vendors say they're well equipped to deal with restrictions. They had similar restrictions imposed last Christmas, also for the past 2 Good Fridays, which are big days for the Sydney Fish Market. So there's certainly going to be enough people here, and they're not deterred at all, as we just discussed. On the menu seems to be the populars: prawns, lobsters, oysters, and of course barramundi are the big tickets. But the CEO who I spoke to earlier, Greg Dyer, says that they're expecting a large number of people regardless of restrictions, so that's not going to deter them at all.
I think we're on track for around about 100,000 people across the 36 hours, so we were quite busy overnight, in fact, so some of our busiest times were between 12 and 4 this morning. But it's a good, solid flow of people. Yes, it's 100,000 people, but it's across 36 hours.
There's still plenty of time to get your dinners and your lunches sorted for Christmas Day. Again, that marathon ends at 5 p.m.
Jess Maggio, thank you.